Davis Advocacy and Consulting, also known as DAC, is your trusted partner in legal solutions. From business law to civil rights, DAC is here to tackle all your legal needs. With specialized services in employment law, trust and estates, education, medical malpractice, and civil rights, DAC is here to be your trusted advisor. Let DAC guide you through the complexities of the legal system and secure the outcomes you deserve. Contact Davis Advocacy and Consulting today for reliable and tailored legal support. That's calldac.com. Again, that's calldac.com. Davis Advocacy and Consulting, turning advocacy into empowerment. And welcome to STP, sponsored by Davis Advocacy and Consulting, Coda Kitchen, and elevated by the Canna Boss Lady Dispensary. I'm Lee Navlin, and once again, I am joined by the Dominican dominatrix herself, Ileana Castillo.
Hi, Lee. How are you?
You like that new nickname?
Dominatrix?
Yeah, why not? I had to come up with something that rhymes. Well, not the rhyme,
First
but
was
DD.
mistress, now dominatrix. I'm trying to sing a pattern here.
Maybe. I've been a bad boy, Ileana.
Dominatrix. Oh, my God.
The Dominican dominatrix. Yeah,
Oh, my God.
All right, so I know Goldberg will be talking about that one.
No, oh, I'm sure he will. How are you?
So what do you think of STP? That is Soma Talks podcast, STP. I just came up with that.
SPT. That's
STP.
What, now you like it.
Right,
Look
you
at
like it?
that.
Okay.
SPT.
Because here's the thing, when I have to do these things live on the air, because when I'll call Ileana up and say, hey, I got a great idea, and she'll say, no, we're not doing it.
No, it's Soma Talk STP. Oh, yeah, STP.
Yeah, Soma Talks podcast.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. So I have to do these things without you knowing it, or you won't let me do it. So that's
STP. That's good.
So anyway, so I'm glad you like that. So Ileana, I am so excited about today's podcast, and you know why?
Oh, why?
Because there are two things that I love most about Soma. I love the music scene and I love the art scene. I really do. To me,
I thought it was the drama.
The drama number three. Drama number three. Right. Social media number four. Right. Yes. But no, I really do. And then when I moved here years and years ago, you know, late '90s or whatnot, it was there, but it's just exploded. And then the reason I'm talking about all this is we have a very special guest. So Ileana, please give it up to artist Jen Malone.
Woohoo!
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Jen, thank you for coming. Jen, you're here to talk about an amazing local event that's coming up. That's the 21st annual Studio Tour Soma.
Yes, Soma meaning South Orange, Maplewood, for those of you who don't live nearby.
Okay, right. So that's just a right. So if you're not from the area, Soma is South Orange, Maplewood, and this is the 21st annual Studio Tour. It's presented by Natalie Farrell. Okay?
Natalie Farrell has been a long supporter and of the tour, as well as supporter of all the artists.
Okay.
But before we go into the whole thing,
Okay.
how are you?
I'm good, thanks. I'm so glad to be here.
Oh, thank you. Do you live in Maplewood or South Orange?
I live in Maplewood. I've been here for 10 years. Yeah, love it.
Did you do New York thing? New York to Jersey?
I grew up in Brooklyn.
Okay. So you actually grew up in Brooklyn?
Yeah.
Okay,
So
that makes you a little different than some of these other Brooklyn folks that have moved to the area.
Right.
They're kind of like from
She's the
Minneapolis,
old school.
Brooklyn,
Right,
and then
right.
It's like,
I've skipped around suburbs till I found Maplewood, which felt like home. And
Yeah.
How did you
I'm
find
not
Maplewood?
by coming closer and closer to New York.
Now, was it Natalie Farrell? Because she's in real estate, right?
No,
Yeah, so-
actually, we know her socially, but she was
Gotcha.
not our
All right.
agent.
So if you ever go to sell the house, perhaps Natalie.
Yes,
will leave.
exactly.
Okay, there you go, Natalie. So plug for Natalie Farrell, who this wonderful event that she has put together. Now, for those interested, it's scheduled for Saturday and Sunday, November 2nd and 3rd. Okay, and that's
Correct.
11 to 5. Now, you want to talk a little bit about what goes on?
Yeah, how did you get involved?
Yeah, how'd you get
How
involved? And talk a little bit about
Okay.
what you guys do.
So moving to Maplewood, I had started painting when my kids were in full day school. I actually found out that I had a wee bit of talent and decided to join this and the Maplewood Art Walk, which occurred a weekend and a half ago. And they needed volunteers. So I got on board, and then they needed somebody to run the thing.
That's basically how it
Right,
works, right?
right,
It's like,
right.
hey, you're really good at this. Well, let's you do
Yeah,
it all.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Who really started the Studio Tour Soma? Do you know who?
Yeah, two women started it in 2003.
Oh, wow. This go way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it from that far back. I remember it was like 4 or 5 different homes. You would go and travel to. For Jeremy Moss, I remember
Right, right.
from way back when. I went to his house, and you know,
2003.
Yeah, it
We're
was like,
talking when we were young and beautiful,
right?
Yeah. And it's funny because Jerry Moss,
Pre-kids.
Jeremy
Pre-kids.
and Moss and I, we would run into each other in town. We didn't really get along, but then I went to his house. I'm like, oh, I didn't know you were talented. You
Right.
know, so,
That's
but
funny.
he is very talented. By
He
the
is
way.
very talented in many ways.
Yes, yes,
and
that's
he's also on the planning committee.
Oh,
Okay.
he's on the planning committee.
Yep.
You guys are going big because everywhere I drive, I see an announcement of the studio tour.
It's
Like you guys
all
are
over town.
everywhere.
That is
on
so good to
social
hear.
media, in the town, and I'm like, these guys are like going out at big time.
Yep.
And now on STP.
Yes.
Now in STP.
So happy to be here.
So-
So I started in 2003, and the women who ran the Piero Gallery at the Baird in South
Orange, correct.
and the woman who was director of 1978 Art Center.
Springfield Avenue.
Yep.
1978 Springfield Avenue.
They decided that they would get together and do a formal tour. And it began in those two spaces, and it just grew from there.
Wow, I mean, because you look at it now, it's at the Art
It's
Center.
like 200
the Hart,
people.
Maplewood
It's
Senior Center.
112.
Yeah,
Yep.
it was a,
Yeah, First Presbyterian Church. I mean,
And
it's
how
just-
many locations to visit?
50.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
on 2 days, 50. And how many
It's like a
artists?
whole
112
weekend.
artists we just
112
said.
artists.
In 50 locations.
So that's basically a whole weekend that you can go different places, Friday, Saturday,
Yes.
Sunday. Like,
Right. And if you have a limited amount of time, there are a number of venues where there's multiple artists showing. So you get more for your time.
got it. Do you know which places are those? Up at the top of your head?
1978, the Woodland,
Oh, Woodland.
the
Okay.
Senior Center, the Community Center, Presbyterian Church, Durand Hedden House, and I think that is it.
Now, where are you displaying your art?
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Where are you?
1978.
You'll be at 1978. Okay.
That's the one in Springfield Avenue?
Yep.
Yep,
Got
yep,
it.
yep.
So all these artists are selling their art, right?
Almost all of them are selling art.
Okay.
Maybe a few are only displaying, but I'm pretty sure almost all of them are showing.
I'm blown away because
selling.
I thought I knew all the artists. I've been here again since
Yeah, me
turn
too.
of the century, literally. And I'm seeing names I'm quite unfamiliar with, and many names obviously. I mean, Aaron Lufschultz. I've known Aaron forever. Did you know his cousin is Jeff Ross? I don't know if you guys
No,
knew
I
that.
didn't know
yeah,
that.
the
No.
comedian Jeff Ross. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So Aaron always used to
Wait,
say to
that's
me,
his brother?
his cousin.
Oh, cousin.
Aaron always used to say to me, "Hey, I'll get my cousin Jeff to come see your show, or maybe I could get you on one of Jeff's show." He's been saying that to me for 20 years. So Aaron, I'm still waiting to be invited to.
I'll let them know.
Exactly right. Yeah, let him know, right? But I love Aaron.
I love Jeff Ross. Side note, I really
Okay.
do.
Kat Dillette. I've known Kat forever. Now,
Yes.
she must be heavily involved, I'm sure. 'cause,
She and Geraldine
Robinson.
Yes, run the art walk.
Gotcha. Okay.
So Kat takes a break for the studio tour. She
Got-
just displays
Displays
her
it.
work.
Gotcha.
Yep.
She's a hard worker. Now, Geraldine is a local legend. Geraldine Robinson.
Legendary,
Right?
yep.
Yep. I know her when she had her studio right in Maplewood Village.
Baker
right?
Street,
Baker
yes.
Street. Yeah. Chrissy McIntyre, Aaron Rodgers Pickering. I'm just looking at Aida Jones was actually my neighbor.
Oh, is she
Yeah,
really?
she was not anymore. Yeah. So
And-
she used to mistake me for Matt Damon. I don't know if you see
Really?
this.
I
If you
can see it.
Yeah. She was. I was always.
Oh my God.
And if you can't see her art at her home, on the second and third, all of the art that's displayed at Lorena's is by her.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Beautiful work.
When you go to Lorraine, that's her
Yep.
artwork. I go
Is there anyone in Coda or the other restaurants? Because I know Coda sometimes have some paintings.
Right. Yeah, and Coda's
Not
our
that I'm
sponsor, so we should.
No, not that I'm aware of, but we would love for them to display.
Hey, Luke, you hear that?
I've seen them display some art. Maybe if you reach out to Luke, I'm sure he would have no problem displaying it because it does,
Yep. And one guy I beat up once, Louis Toledo. I say he's here. Right?
Yes, Louis Toledo.
He's like a 12th degree black belt, but I beat him up. Just
Oh, no, really?
Yeah. So it was something.
Hey, a quick
No,
question.
But Louis is not. I mean, he runs Maplewood Karate.
Yeah.
We love Louis.
Right.
Everybody
Yeah,
loves Louis,
Louis.
and he is a super talented artist. It's funny. He's got this soft side to him, because he's like a tough kid from the streets of Brooklyn.
Right,
You know,
right.
and then you see, you walk in and he's painting. It's
Yeah,
like,
he's
right? It's like,
painting.
Louis, I thought you'd be in here kicking someone's, but no, he's
Multi-talented.
multi-talented. And that's just what I love.
Yeah.
That's what I love about this tour you get to meet people if you don't know them already. You say you didn't realize there was that side to them. And
Right.
it's really it's a remarkable thing you guys are doing.
One of the things we started to do this year is, or actually last year, is on the website to have all of the artists put a headshot on so that if you stumble across somebody in town, you can put a name to a
on
face.
yeah, face, correct. That's
and yeah, that's been
good.
pretty helpful.
I have a question for you. Is it all paintings, or you could see like some sculptures or some other kind of arts, or is it all painting?
It is the gamut. We have photographers, painters, a number of ceramicists,
Ceramics. Okay.
a wide variety of jewelry.
Oh, there's jewelry.
Yes. What else?
How does it work? Do you have to apply, be accepted? Is there
No, it's open to everyone. We do put a limit of 100 artists because we don't have as many volunteers as we would like.
How many volunteers do you need to produce this kind
Right
of?
now, we're at 8.
Okay, that's yeah,
So if I had drawings and next year I was interested, because
Yeah.
I've done some artwork. I want to show you. This is a picture of Ileana that I drew recently.
Oh my God.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, I don't know if you
the details.
right. So perhaps next year I could and here of course is a picture
Oh
of
my
me.
God. Oh,
I drew a
good,
picture of me too. Yeah. So
yeah, you got the better face.
Yeah, well, yeah,
thing.
well,
The only difference is that one has hair and one has a hat.
well, you can see Ileana's in a bad mood here too. If you see, yeah,
God.
she's very. We'll post this actually on the Facebook.
How do you call those kind of drawings? Those
Stick figures.
Yeah,
Yes, it's a stick figure of Ileana in a bad mood, and this is basically me and her on the phone. Like, I don't think we should do that. Why not? I don't want to have that guest on.
Oh my God.
I'm like, okay, Ileana, whatever you want. All right. So next year, I'm gonna be joining the art walk.
Yeah, you'd be
so.
surprised. Maybe someone like your sticky figure.
I've got the
There's
biggest
an
stick
audience
figure
for
on.
everything.
Right.
All right. So, what do you do for work? Are you?
Me?
Yes.
I was in finance until 2000, and then I have 2 kids that I raised.
Okay. All right. Yeah.
and
Did you
now-
like that world of finance? You miss
No, not in the least.
it? No, she's done.
No.
Yeah.
It paid the bills, so that's about it.
That's about it.
Yeah.
That's right. And was art something you were doing since you were a kid, or
On
you
and
kind of got
off.
into it as an adult, or?
Yeah, I mean, growing up in New York,
Mm-hmm.
you're at the museums all the time. Like every year with your class, you went, and so it was kind of in my DNA. And I had an aunt who was a watercolorist, and
Oh,
I
watercolor,
thought
I like that.
maybe I could find some talent. So I worked pretty hard at it, studying. And now
I saw your pictures.
I
and they're
love
really
I love
nice.
doing it. Thank you.
No, did you see her pictures?
Yes.
Of her paintings. They're really really nice.
they're impressive.
I was very impressed. Yes.
Yeah. No. That's just the talent in this community.
It's really
Look
it's
at that.
it's
That's-
realistic. It's someone's thinking about it. It's realistic, right?
you-
Her paintings-
Representational,
Do you
yeah.
like it better than my artwork, Ileana?
Oh my God.
Color. There's
That's right.
color.
Yours is color. Right? There's actually
Yeah,
there's
yeah,
objects.
yeah, hers got
There's-
colors.
Right. It's actually talent. Right. There's a little bit of talent there as opposed to
There's so
mine.
much talent on this tour.
So how do you recommend someone the tour now? Are wine and food at these events? Are the people? Is that part of the fun of it? Not only
Each destination is different. Most do offer leftover Halloween candy
okay, yes, that's right.
because it's 2 days after Halloween. But yes, wine, cheese and crackers, a nosh is
Okay.
recommended.
Right, and it's a Saturday and a Sunday, November 2nd and 3rd, from 11 to 5. So that's
Correct.
prime time for noshing. And,
Yes,
right. So
definitely.
yeah, it's I like I said, I've been visiting it for years. I think this and Maple Woodstock, again, as I mentioned earlier, the 2 greatest things about this community.
Oh, this is one of these events that you're looking forward.
I look forward to this event because it's, again, all the drama, all the this, that, and especially now, political season. If there's not a better break.
This is a good break.
If there's not
for
a better
people,
break.
yeah.
It really, really is. I'm so glad it's happening before
The election?
the weekend before instead of the weekend after.
After.
Yeah, I mean, people might.
Will
Yeah,
either,
because you don't know where
people
people's
will
temper-
be either elated or
Yeah.
wanting
That's
to
right.
shoot themselves.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know where it's people's state of mind
Right,
there.
exactly.
But you know
Yeah.
what happens at this event? Because I'm fortunate. I'm guilty of being too involved with social media locally and getting frustrated with this guy and that guy and this committee. And so when you go to events like this, it reminds you that, these are neighbors, these are friends, these are normal people. We get a little too crazy,
Yeah, we see their talent.
Yeah, and you say, "Wow, I didn't realize that Jen Malone could do this." Because she's in finance and all, and everybody hates those bankers, right? They're responsible for the economy. But I'm joking, of course.
What's really stands out to me about the artist community in Soma is that both of the towns go out of their way to make venues available to artists, not only to show, but to teach, have workshops, and support artists. Also, the artists totally support each other. There really isn't a competitive bone I've felt since I've been here.
You haven't seen that, right?
Not once.
Let me ask you this: what's the difference between this tour studio and the Maplewood Art Walk? What's the difference between those two?
So the Maplewood Art Walk, I think it's about 10 years old.
Yeah, it's around there. Yeah,
It's one day in the fall.
Okay.
It's pretty much always on a Sunday, I believe.
Yeah,
that's
it's
the
a
one.
Sunday.
That's the one in Maplewood Village. We're talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah,
correct.
And artists set up on the street, and there's music. There are events for kids to participate in. So it's a street event.
It's a more street event, correct?
Yes, this is more
like a private thing.
Yeah, going to people's homes or studios or these town venues to view art.
And that's the one that Kat, you said, Dillette is she organizes that?
She and Geraldine organize
that.
They
organize that. Okay, yeah, because Kat I know real well. Kat, matter of fact, I'll say, "Hey, Kat, what's going on?" She'll always be like, "Hello," you know what I mean? I'm like, Kat, and I'll make a joke. I'm like, "Hey, Kat, where's your dog?" Because cat dog and all that. And she just goes, "Heh," But Kat, I love you. Kat's a longtime friend, so.
Yeah.
Yes, I speak very. As a matter of fact, she was a neighbor of mine too.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was Kat, myself, Aida. Jones.
So you were on Wyoming?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
right over there. Yeah, so it was and across the street there was Tracy Hightop, who's this unbelievable guitar player.
Okay.
She's toured the world playing music. Aida's husband Steve is a renowned guitar player.
Yeah. Oh, I've heard that. Yes.
Yeah. He's super talented. So I was like the only one on the street that couldn't do anything. It was like basically
The first painting I sold at the studio tour was to Aida.
Oh wow! That you're painting.
Yeah.
She
came in and bought a painting from me.
Now, was she very particular? Just was she like, I like I love the art talk. I mean, I'm sure
Yes.
she would. Her buying it.
She
her buying
talked
it's
to
a
me
big
about
deal.
it.
It's
Yeah.
a big
Oh,
deal.
yeah. My ego was pretty.
Right. Yeah. She's just something who would buy it. I just want to be friendly and give someone a few bucks, help them out. She would buy it because she sees something special on it.
I would hope so.
Yeah.
But yes, she did tell me that.
Because she went to see one of my stand-up shows. She didn't laugh once. She just sat there like this with her arms crossed.
So
I go,
critique.
Right, yeah. I go, what'd you think? She's like, I don't know. I was kind of thinking you were going to be, I'm like, funny? She's like, yeah. So, anyway. But Aida, Steve, Kat, yeah, that was we had a lot of fun on that street. Ileana, I don't think I invited you to the house when I was over there, did I?
No.
Yeah, I would.
I was on the other side of Maplewood.
Yeah, right.
The other side.
Yeah, you wouldn't live off Wyoming?
No.
All right. But it was good times. And we've been out of there for a few years now.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So and of course, Aida's house will be one of the homes. So you could display in your own home if you wish.
Correct.
Or you could take it to one of the locations. I
Right.
guess. Is there any type of criteria how that's figured out, or is it just up to the artist completely?
Well, we only have so many spots for artists that are going to show at venues. Mm-hmm. And it pretty much works first come, first serve.
Gotcha.
So I think the maximum number of artists that can show is 50 at the venues.
Okay, gotcha. And
How many pictures can they expose per person? Like if there's a limit?
It depends. At 1978, which is where I'll be with 7 other artists, we have about 15 feet of wall space. At the Woodland, which
That's
is
a big spot.
Well, it's the parlor at the Woodland. It's the upstairs.
Oh, the upstairs. Oh,
but
it's not in the below.
No, it's kind of too dark down there.
Oh, okay.
You have unlimited space, really. So if you can haul tons and tons of work, you can bring it all. And then, of course, if you're showing in your home or your studio, it's all there anyway.
Wouldn't it be fun if there was like a group of people from Maplewood South Orange going through and like making it this like best paint or
Like
best
some type of
yeah.
award for
an award like best paint, like the different categories for different things. That would be interesting. Like, have you guys ever thought about that?
No.
yeah.
Well, we have, but our goal is to be a friendly, non-competitive event.
Oh, okay.
They do award Best in Show 1, 2, and 3 at the Art Walk.
Oh, that they do. That's
yes.
correct. Yes, that's just
but
true.
it's not for the different media. It's just for presentation.
it's
For a presentation. Got it.
It's an event that's to bring cohesive kind of artists together, the community together. So you know,
Correct.
a contest, while interesting, maybe that takes away from just the creative endeavors of the particular artist, Ileana.
Yeah. Why you say it with that?
So I don't know. I just thought I would mansplain that one to you.
That's it.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Ileana loves when I mansplain, by the
Oh,
way.
Everyone does, I'm sure.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I like. I enjoy it.
Yeah. As she's Dominican. I don't know if you know that. I don't know. I mentioned that at the top, and she has a fierce temper, Ileana. So
Okay, be careful.
I have to watch what I say. I have to watch what I say. We're going to take a short break. I just want to word from our sponsors, and we'll be right back on the STP, the Soma Talks podcast.
How about this one? I call it bold and brash. More like belongs in the trash. Ah!
Elevated by the Cannaboss Lady. Owner Jill Cohen is passionate about cannabis. Her dispensary caters to those with a refined taste and believe that cannabis can transform lives into an elevated experience when properly used. The plants, with their healing benefits, bring happiness while lowering anxiety, pain, and many other symptoms. Elevated by the Cannaboss Lady offers a 5-star experience that starts with a friendly environment and highly trained bud tenders ready to guide every customer on their journey. Jill and her team are committed to a higher level of wellness. Check out the Cannaboss Lady at 9 Highland Place, downtown Maplewood. Be sure to mention the Soma Talks podcast and get 20% off. That's 20% off. Righteous bucks. The Cannaboss Lady, the very best. And here we are back at the Soma Talks podcast, and we're with artist Jen Malone, and we are talking about a very special event that's coming up in just a few days. Ileana, you're going to be attending, right?
Yes, I'm planning. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to all the places, but I'll definitely go into the bigger ones.
So we will be seeing you at the Studio Tour Soma, the 21st annual Studio Tour Soma. You'll be there. So
Yep.
for anyone interested.
That's Saturday and Sunday, right?
Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, I'll
Saturday
definitely
and
go for Sunday.
So anyone interested in meeting Ileana, you'll be...
I
You'll be
don't
here.
know
You may
about
run
that.
into her.
So let me ask you something, Jen. If you, I was joking, of course, about me being there next year, but artists new to the community, they want to get involved. How can they go about getting their art next year?
Displayed, yeah,
Displayed,
for-
yeah.
Participating.
Participating.
So registration opens in the spring
Where can they register?
at Studio Tour Soma, SOMA.com. There's a registration fee. This year it was $75 for residents, $85 for non-residents.
Okay.
That may go up. So don't hold us to that.
Okay.
And then
But a non-resident obviously would need to display one of the public locations, obviously.
there's that.
You
And
can't say, hey, send them out to Milburn. That's not going to work.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we limit non-residents to 10% because we really want it to be a community event.
Right, yeah. And there's no shortage of artists in our community.
That's exactly right.
Right. So, okay. So that's how they get. Now, you had mentioned that when we were taking a break that post-COVID there's been the biggest jump in participants. I see. Tell us a little bit about where it was and where it is and why you think that happened.
So pre-COVID, we were probably around 60, 70 artists who participated. And then COVID, I think because everyone had so much time on their hands, artists were creating so much work
Yeah.
that the participation increased. And visitors who were bored out of their minds could go and see. We all set up outside. So
Okay.
it became just a huge community event. It was one of the best years ever.
Yeah, yeah.
And since then, it kind of really took off. And also during COVID, a lot of people fled New York,
Sure,
came
right.
here.
So you had new.
So we had a lot of new young talent who continue to participate to this day.
Yeah, I would imagine some people probably moved. They ran out of New York for the lives, literally. And I know a lot of people just moved sight unseen. Nice house, train line. Got to get here. I got to get out of New York. Too much for me. And you find some people are blown away by the talent here and the artistic endeavors of their neighbors. And
Yep.
Yeah, I would imagine
Yep.
that some people are a little like, "Wow, I didn't know this," and this is much better than I thought it was going to be.
Right.
Yeah. 'Cause
I hear a lot of that from people moving from the city, that they were flabbergasted that this suburban town has that vibe.
Yeah, absolutely. Because I moved here a long time ago, and what the music was, I was surprised because I was like in the city. Oh, we're going to see this band, going to see that band, and out here, my son would be, as he calls them, dad bands. But you'd go see dad bands, and it'd be like this great Grateful Dead cover band, or this great Foreigner cover band, or Phil Collins, or whatever it was. And so I was like, wow. And then all of a sudden I found myself going out too much. I got to see my friend's band. He's playing here. I got to see my friend's band. He's playing there. And so I would imagine that's being relived by so many of the newer people that are moving to the area. Not only music, obviously. Maple Woodstock is a weekend to uphold. Now, you mentioned you guys are involved with Maple Woodstock, too.
We're not exactly. We decided to set up a table this year to get the name out there a little bit more.
Okay.
And Jeremy Moss came up with the idea that we should do a community project. So,
that's a good one.
yeah.
I like
so
that.
there are so many bored children at Maple Woodstock who are like need a break from sitting on a blanket and watching their parents drink beer.
And the dad band music.
Right. So we had panels for them to paint.
Oh, right.
And that is being exhibited at SOPAC right now. SOPAC is hosting a preview show for a studio tour, 65 pieces by 65 artists who are participating in the tour. That is up and open. So if you want to get a little sneak peek, that was curated by Jeremy Moss. The opening reception was awesome. And it comes down November 17th. Gotcha.
So, Ileana, I got an idea. For next year, you sign up for the and you could do face painting at the art walk.
You could join us. At,
which one? The studio tour or the Maplewood art walk?
Did you see her at Maple Woodstock? She face paints.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was right there.
That's kind of like, my fun thing to do on the side.
Would that be interesting? All of a sudden, we have a face painter, Ileana Castillo, on hand to face paint you.
Is that to bring people over?
I don't know, but that would be a first, right? You don't
that
have
would be a first.
I know, let the parents watch
the
the painting while the kid is doing their face painting.
But you know what Ileana does? She face paints herself at Maple Woodstock. Usually it's like 100 degrees.
Right,
Maple Woodstock.
Yeah,
and then when she sees you, she gives you a big hug, and then unbeknownst to you, you spend the rest of Maple Woodstock covered in face paint.
I was doing glitter makeup, right? And I had a lot of glitter makeup on. Of course, he comes and gives me a hug, and he was like smeared. I was like, oh my God. He was really, it was an accident. I'm sorry.
No, it was, and it was hot, and my wife was being
it
crabby
was
at Maple Woodstock.
Well, and then it poured.
And then it poured, and so I was, and she wanted to leave. She wasn't feeling well. She wanted to go, and I was like, no, we can't leave. We got to stay. This is the greatest thing ever. So I get home and I see him covered in the face. I go, why did she say something? She's like, I wanted you to suffer. I go, she
That's hilarious.
Right, yeah. She just wanted people to look at me and be like, ew, what's going on with that guy? But no, yeah, Ileana's very talented with the face painting. And you've been doing.
I just do it like for a hobby. It's not like my go-to,
I once saw her break up a fight at Maple Woodstock, and your face paint. You look like you were dressed as a cat. You had face paint on like a cat.
What was that? Who did
it was like 20 years ago. Yeah, it was. Remember there was a fight there, and you got in the middle, and I remember that was like one of the first times I met you. But it was pretty funny. She had her face painted like a cat. She's breaking up a fight between two guys.
I was with the ex.
Yeah, you're with the ex. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my
yeah,
God!
yeah,
Don't get me started
Yeah, yeah,
about
yeah.
that. Oh,
Yeah, he
God.
almost got into a fight. I forgot what it was.
Yeah. We had a baby at the time.
Right. Yeah, the baby. And I was like, these two guys are going to go to. Yeah, everyone's drinking. It was hot, And all. And I say,
Well, they weren't fighting, but you could see that it was getting there.
Yeah.
Like you can see it when they start like getting closer in the face. Yeah, you can read the lines. Yeah.
So she had the whiskers.
Wow,
And she's like,
you
you sit down.
remember-
She's like, you sit down and you sit down. And
That was something like that. You remember that?
I do remember that.
Totally.
Yeah.
See, my memory's gone.
amazing.
So have you had any of that at this event?
No
Any
fighting.
Fights? No.
Oh,
Okay.
come
okay,
on,
good,
who's
yeah.
gonna fight
Yeah, well,
watching
yeah.
paintings?
Yes, it's Maple. It's not who the heck knows.
People
it,
kind
you
of
know?
like in their peace moment, enjoying watching the paintings and everything.
Yeah,
Nice.
Jeremy Moss. I can see Jeremy Moss getting into blows here with somebody.
No.
No.
Yeah. Do you know he used to DJ Maplewood Stock? Did you
Oh,
know?
no, I didn't know
Yeah,
that.
Jeremy
I
was
see.
between bands. He was the DJ.
Does he still DJ?
No, I don't think he does.
I haven't seen him in a while. Yeah, I remember he used to
Yeah.
DJ Light of Bunnies and
Yeah,
some,
he was
some
great.
events.
He used to throw
Oh,
the
wow.
best dance parties. Yeah, he was
Yeah.
great. Yeah.
That's great.
Again, when we were young and beautiful.
Yeah.
Right. And thinner.
Exactly.
Thinner and
That
more-
we can still
more hair.
be out until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. Now I
Yes.
need
No.
a power nap before I go out.
Yeah, no, yeah, those days are gone.
Actually, you gotta
forever.
tell me like in a month in advance. Hey, we're going out tonight. All right, tell me in a month in advance so I can prepare myself mentally.
I tell you, my mother-in-law moved to town recently,
Oh.
and she is a lovely woman, but she is Irish, so she could, she'll like a drink or two, and so she's retired. So, long story short, yeah, I'm having trouble keeping. She's in her mid-80s. I'm having trouble keeping up with her.
No.
Yeah, I'm like, yes. I mean, how do you do this? She's like slowly but surely.
Right.
But yeah, no, but again, that's what's great about
Yeah.
events like this. You don't have to go to New York. You don't have to go to Brooklyn. You could stay local.
Right. And it's 2 days, so you don't have to stuff it all into one.
Exactly. That I like the concept. It's very interesting. Studio Tour Soma to what time? What time? Starts?
11 to 5
11 to 5
on both
Okay.
days.
Both
Yeah.
days. Okay, that's good.
I'm just looking at some of the names of some of the artists now. For some reason, name Peter Astor's name keeps popping up.
Peter Astor is a fixture.
Yes. Okay. His.
What do you mean by fixture?
Is he part of the famous Astor?
I do not know that.
It's such a. But I know that name. I just know the name.
Yes, he he definitely shows at the Art Walk, I think most times.
Okay.
And he is often in exhibits nearby.
Okay.
in New Jersey.
So it's just that's why the name
What's
is
a
popping up.
fixture? When you say
A fixture, something that's
He's a
Grounded.
he's gonna be there. You know,
Yeah.
like he's
Oh, I get it. I get it. I thought there was some kind of new concept about painting that I kind of missed.
no.
Like
No,
you're
he's
a
a con-
fixture.
he's a
Ileana.
constant.
You're a fixture in at Coda. At the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I joke about that, but there is a bar stool named after you. It's called the Ileana Castillo Bar Stool.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's
Luke-
news to me.
Yeah. Luke named it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We're
Lucas
not.
gonna laugh
Yeah,
at
yeah,
this
yeah,
one.
yeah.
He was like, I didn't know about that.
No one else is allowed to sit there.
Sit there.
Right.
I
Sorry,
know.
that seat's taken. But
You know that Steven Hickson always make fun of me that I bought a lot of stocks on Coda. He was like, how many stocks do you have on Coda? I do go there a lot.
Well, he sponsors the show, so we feel obligated. But that's actually
No, way before that, I still would go, regardless
no,
of
that's
that.
true. That's
I
how
would
we met,
still go.
kind of. That's how we started doing this. That was the idea.
I met Luke when he was still like in the kitchen, and he would bring you the
Oh,
food
really?
out like that back. Like he was, now it's a little different. He's still there, but he's not the one that brings you the food. I remember
Right.
he used to bring you out the food and have a little chat when he started the Coda. But yeah, it's
you
been a while.
guys have plenty of sponsors for this event.
I know.
I'm
You
just
got one
looking
of
at the
our
back of the
sponsors.
brochure, and I'm seeing Abel Baker and the collab at South Orange, Jespy House, Malone Fine Arts.
Yes, that's me.
That would
That's
be
you?
Yep. So Malone Fine Art. So paintings.com. So that's Jennifer Malone paintings.com.
Yep.
So that's where people can go to buy your artwork
Yes.
and to see it. So that's Jennifer Malone paintings.com. Please check out Jennifer Malone paintings.com.
Thank you for the plug.
We would appreciate that. Well, thank you for coming in.
Oh, no. The fun questions are about to start.
Yeah. So are you basically out and about getting these sponsors? Has that been part of your responsibilities?
I used to, and now someone else does. Wendy Bellerman
Okay,
is
I know the
our
name. I know
very
Wendy.
talented,
Yeah.
productive sponsor.
Yeah, because
liaison.
Keller Williams, I see Wild Cherry Art, Garubo. Wow, yeah. Cannaboss Lady dispensary.
Yeah, she got
Elevated by the
that girl,
Cannabis
Cannabis
dispensary.
Lady.
All right, yeah.
Shout out to.
Yeah. By the way, if I would recommend perhaps stopping off at Elevated by the Cannaboss Lady dispensary, buying some product, and then maybe touring a little bit.
Do you have some
Yeah.
paintings at her business or no?
But a number of the artists who participate
Or have?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Ken Stanek has shown there before. I believe Natalie Crandall may have. Helena Chusky.
Oh, they got paintings at the Cannabis Lady.
Yes.
So this brochure, this beautiful brochure I'm looking at.
I know, very nice.
Where
I
can,
like
where
the
can people
brochure.
pick up a brochure? Because it's got the map. It's got all the.
Is there like a business that people can go and get the
Yeah.
brochure?
Yes, there are several businesses which are hosting artists. They include Baker Street Market. Let's see, who else? A Paper Hat,
Okay.
Collab, Durand Hedden House, Home Sweet Home Tattoos, and the Baird.
Well, they can always go online and print it out too.
They can do that, and all locations will have maps. So if you just go to
well,
one
the
location, you
okay.
can grab a map.
That's good. That really is very helpful. That brochure. I really like it.
Now, Home Sweet Home Tattoos could really use some business now that Paul Haley has moved.
I just
right?
passed by Home
Yeah.
Sweet Home. I didn't know it's really in the corner of the police station
Is
right
that where
there.
it is? Right over here?
Yeah,
So
I just
did you
passed
go-
by.
She's very
it.
talented.
Wait, do you know Paul J. Haley?
No.
No, nobody does. But he's he loves getting tattoos. He just moved. He just left the area. So, so we miss him.
Yeah,
We loved hating him. He was on the show a few times, but I'm happy you don't know him because no one should know Paul.
Well, I want to
Okay.
ask Jen Malone. But Jen Malone, I don't know if you are on social media and you are in some local groups. I usually like to ask my guests. Do you?
Facebook?
Yeah. Do
Yeah.
you have any favorite poster?
Are you on Facebook?
I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and that's
Okay.
it.
Do you belong any to the groups like Lounge
Yes,
or Maple Mom?
I am a very mute person.
Oh, you're
on
one of the
Lounge.
quiet ones. Read
Yes.
everything and
I'm a
don't
voyeur.
post.
Total.
She's mature. She's a mature adult.
That's true. We're
she's
immature.
not
We
like
don't do
us.
that.
No.
Let me ask you that out of all the groups that you belong to and you read, do you have a favorite poster that when you read, you're like, I like what they usually post? Someone stands out?
I'm trying to think. New Jersey Hipsterbia.
Okay. Yep.
Who's that?
New Jersey's Not Boring.
Oh, you're talking about the groups?
It's groups. Yeah.
Oh, no, I mean,
no, I think they're pages.
Oh, no,
okay.
no. I mean posters, like your neighbors posting that.
oh.
You see them posting, you're like, oh, I'm always
Oh,
looking forward.
You're catching me off
Yeah,
guard.
yeah.
I'm not
Ah,
sure.
take it, man.
I'm not sure. Ken Stanek is prolific.
Yes.
Who's that one?
He's an artist. He's a watercolor artist. He actually just published a book of local businesses.
okay.
That is fantastic.
Awesome. We will be sure to check that out. Yeah, I hate not mentioning all the artists. That's why I want people to get their brochure, make sure that they have a
Oh,
chance.
yeah, there's so
But I
many.
did want to bring up Geraldine Robinson a little bit before we wrap things up. She is she still living in the area now? I know she had the studio for years, and she used to do tours to Europe, I guess. I believe she sponsored tours where people would go
Okay.
and paint. And
I know she moved during COVID because she wasn't able to run her studio
okay.
in person, and
Yeah.
I understand that went really well.
Good.
Over Zoom. She still owns the building, I know, and she resides in Pennsylvania. But
Okay,
it's
okay.
also not uncommon to find her posting from Ireland.
Gotcha. Right. That's she had the studio, and boy, she had parties there. And
Yep.
she had events there, and I met so many friends there. I think I might have met Louis Toledo actually.
Okay.
And FYI, I know she's listening, and she's like, "What is going on here? Why haven't I been mentioned?" Sandra Charlap, we love you.
Oh, yes.
We are looking forward to seeing your artwork. Sandra Charlap, the super talented Sandra Charlap.
Her art is in public spaces all over Maplewood. Keep your eyes peeled. There's one on the power station at CHS.
And I know she's been displayed at the museum in Newark,
Yep.
and she's just an amazingly talented artist and teacher. She teaches as well.
Yes.
And Sandra and I grew up together.
Did you?
Yes, we did. We're both from Livingston.
Ah.
Yeah, we grew up. Sandra was a year older than me. So, so do you know Sandra?
No.
Okay. So Sandra, year older than me, Livingston. Then we went to college together, right? So she was a year older than me in college. And then we moved to Maplewood, right? Oh, she moved here, and I think I moved here right around the same time. And so our kids were on the same Little League team together many, many years ago. So I said, hey, Sandra, Ileana Evelyn. And so she didn't know who I was.
Ah.
She didn't know who I was. I knew her since we were 2. We went to Hebrew school together.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I was like, we used to take the bus into New York together because Sandra used to go into back when she was in like high school. All the kids would be going to Benetton or whatever.
Right.
She
Oh
was
my
going to
God.
Village. She was going to Greenwich Village to buy her
Yeah,
clothes.
the canal jeans.
Right, exactly right. So
You know, I used to dress as Benetton, and that store came to DR, and all the kids wanted to dress
Yeah.
like Benetton.
Too expensive.
yeah.
And I don't think that brand still exists. I think it's gone.
Benetton?
Is it?
I think it's
Benetton?
still around, but Livingston Mall had a Benetton, so all the kids.
It's not there
yeah.
anymore. You don't see it anymore.
I don't think so.
You know where I shopped? Merry-Go-Round. Remember Merry-Go-Round? Yeah, you don't remember Merry-Go-Round?
No, he really would think.
Yeah.
No, what is that?
I don't know. It's like when I bought parachute pants and that type of
Oh,
clothes.
boy.
Yeah, it was. I had quite the look going back then. No
Some
wonder.
Acid wash jeans.
Yeah, that's right. Yes, that's right.
With his Afro Jew,
I
like he
didn't
calls it.
we'd have grown. I was like 27. You know? I was like, no, but
You got jokes.
yeah. So okay, anything, Jen, we should add before we wrap up the podcast? We really want to make sure that the whole community gets out there and sees everything. It's a great
Yeah,
event.
just get out there, see everyone. The artists love to talk, so don't be afraid to approach
And
us.
bring your money. Just
And-
in case you
yeah.
fall
See
in love with
something
it.
you
Yeah,
love.
yeah.
Yep.
You never know.
Yeah. Now, if they buy artwork, it's independent. You buy it from the independent artist, right?
Correct.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Right. So there's that.
They accept Zelle, Venmo, check.
That's right. Yeah. That's right.
Depends
Cash
on the
even better.
artist.
Yes. And
Yeah,
No,
usually it's-
cash is no good.
No, really?
No, I'm sorry. I'm speaking for myself.
Oh, okay.
It always kind
Yeah,
of
well-
disappears.
Zelle. It seems
Yeah,
like
right,
Zelle
exactly.
is so the bone. Go straight to your bank account. No temptation.
Well, Aaron Lufschultz, who I've known forever. Aaron, I know, would be the type of be like, for you, you got a pretty face, you know, like, and then he'll cut you a cash deal. So I know
Right,
that.
right.
I know Aaron will do that.
Well, that's the
so,
other thing. A lot
yeah.
of people are afraid to ask if artists can do a little better on price. And
Yeah.
Can they do that? Like, can people really ask that? That's
They
a good
can.
question.
I mean,
Like, if a painting costs 1,000, you said, can you leave it to 800? I guess it depends on your discretion.
yes, and how you. I mean, if you're polite, you know.
Right.
Yeah, if you're polite about it.
But understand the amount of time and effort and
I
energy
know.
that went into this type of work. You're an artist, right?
Yes.
And I'm sure you've sold something and it's gone and you miss
it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right? And you're like, gosh.
But then also, I've held on to things for too long, and now I'm stuck with them.
Okay.
No, that's true.
Yeah. So that's interesting. So is that one? It was that because it was more kind of what's the word, like in vogue, maybe, or something like that at a period of time. Like
No.
it was a '90s or an '80s.
No,
look,
it was more about the emotional impact of the piece.
Yeah.
Something I wasn't ready to give up.
right.
I did a piece about my brother who had just had back surgery, and I don't see him often, and did a portrait of him. And someone wanted to buy it, and I was like, I need to hang on to it for a bit more. But now
Yeah.
I've been looking at Patrick for years.
Right.
I
Yeah.
wanted him in somebody else's
So
house.
this was after he had gotten some back surgery.
Yes.
Yeah. So Ileana, you get muscle spasms back there, right? Back pain, maybe. You want to take a look
As I
at
get
the-
older, I have pain
Yeah.
everywhere.
So maybe you might have found a customer. You know.
Right.
Hey, Ileana, how's your day? Oh, my back.
Oh, my back is always hurting.
Kids driving me nuts. My job. I mean, but and then she loves seeing me and the big smile, and we have 45 minutes of fun. But all right, so Jen, I guess we'll.
This has been such a
yeah.
pleasure having
thank you so
Thank you
much.
so much for coming and explaining it. There was a lot I did not know, and I'm sure a lot of our listeners now are aware how it started. It's a fun event. There's like 100 and how many?
112.
I know you can meet them in person, talk to them about the paintings. Have people come up to you say like, I would like this kind of painting. Would you paint it for them or no?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Yeah.
Many of the artists accept commissions.
Oh, okay.
I do rarely. It's kind of stressful.
Like, hey, I want you to paint something like this, and you're
Right.
like, okay, let me see.
Because people have expectations.
Expectations.
Yeah.
And you have to manage those very well.
Is there one of those artists that is a portrait? Like people sometimes like to do portraits of themselves in painting. Do you know any of them?
I'm trying to think of who does portraits.
That would be
You're
good.
looking.
In case one of you listeners want to, my mom's friends usually have portraits of themselves in
You know
painting.
what? Carol Castlebaker is a portrait artist.
she is?
And she is top notch.
Really
Yep.
top notch. I would like to have a portrait of myself, like Queen Elizabeth, with my
I
face.
could see
Oh,
that.
cool.
I could see that. Yes. That as a
Can
matter
you
of
imagine?
Yeah.
I'm sure some people have requested
Well-
not Queen Elizabeth, but
So what I think you should do is you should stop by on November 2nd and 3rd from 11 to 5. That's a Saturday and a Sunday, right? To the
from
Natalie
11
Farrell
to
Presents
5.
Studio Tour Soma, the 21st annual Studio Tour Soma, and you could start asking the artists to maybe they'll pay you to
sit.
paint you. Right, yes.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Jen,
So,
thanks again.
Thank
Yeah.
you so
I
much for
appreciate
having
it.
me.
yeah. So just a quick question: this portrait that you want, Ileana, you want a crown?
Everything, the whole nine
want the
yards. I
whole-
want the crown. I want the thing. I want the full Victoria dress and everything.
Okay. All right. So now I'm thinking about the next sketch that I'm going to do of.
Oh my God!
yeah.
Stop with the sketches. Look at that.
So I got to add a crown to it. I got to add some
Exactly.
pearls. That's right.
Oh
So-
my God.
All right. So Jen Malone, thank you so much for
Much.
stopping by. Ileana, this was a great podcast. And
Yes.
to everybody listening, thank you for doing that. We really appreciate it. And we'll talk to you soon.